Sergeant West wakes up from a nightmare. Even in his dreams, he still remembers the events from earlier tonight. He looks around and sees he's still in the same hotel room. He catches his breath from the attack he's been through. He then lies back down and tries to get back to sleep. However, the soldier is still in a lot of pain. There are still severe, excruciating punctures all over his face and body. None of his rescuers know it, but he has additional injuries, including a broken rib and a twisted ankle from falling off his horse when arriving in Lemonstown. Each time he moves, he's in the worst pain he's ever felt. Sergeant West cannot help but think about how his cavalry was slaughtered in the ambush. West can't recall what attacked him, but he was lucky to get out of it. The bed he's lying on isn't comfortable. Even if he wanted to move around and get comfortable, his pain would only get worse. The one thing an injured person cannot stand is cold temperatures. Even being covered in a blanket and having his entire face bandaged up, he can't find any warmth from the objects touching him. He closes his eyes to get back to sleep. Even when he closes his eyes, he sees the moonlight through the window, through his eyelids. Suddenly, through his closed lids, the light flickers like a shadow moving past the light. Sergeant West opens his eyes and moves his head toward the window. There's nothing but the nightly clouds that are almost covering the moon. He closes his eyes again and can see the moonlight through his eyelids. For a while, everything remains normal, but the light is no longer seen through his closed eyes. At first, the soldier thinks he's asleep, but still thinks to himself. He opens his eyes and notices the room is dark. He turns his head and sees why the moonlight isn't giving the room a little bit of light. Something is standing outside the window, staring at him. Sergeant West notices the figure has feathers and immediately knows what it is. He wants to scream, but he is petrified. The pain in his ribs and ankles makes him unable to get out of bed. He can only shake timidly and watch the dark figure stare back at him. But the staring doesn't last long. The figure uses its talons to open the window and reach for the escaped victim. When Sergeant West attempts to scream, the talon grabs him by the throat and pulls him off his bed. The claws go deep into his vulnerable neck and do not let go. The claws go deeper and deeper until the tips of the claws touch and pierce his throat. All the soldier can do is squirm from the pain. With all its might, the dark figure rips out the soldier's throat, blood gushing everywhere. The sergeant holds onto his exposed neck and trembles from the agony. He moves his legs so much that he kicks the bed frame's legs so hard that it moves the bed. The figure notices how much noise the victim is making. To put him out of his misery, the figure places its talons firmly on his chest. It uses its hallux at the back of its foot with all its might to pierce the sergeant's sternum and reach for his heart. With the big claw that it has, it stabs and stabs and stabs until it hits the racing heart. The sergeant stops moving and bleeds profusely on the floor where he lies. The mysterious figure doesn't take its talons off the man's chest. Instead, it grasps inside the body. With the strength of one foot, it can lift the entire body up. As it carries its prey on one talon, it uses the other foot to hop its way to the window. The feathered fiend flees through the window and flies away with its prey. The moon is now covered by clouds, making it so dark that no one in Lemonstown can possibly see that they've had an intruder tonight. Margohot, Queen of the Harpies, written by Keith Melo and narrated by Nichole Chimere Morgan, is available on Amazon, Kindle, Audible, Barnes & Noble, Apple Books, Kobo, Everend, Smashwords, Palace Marketplace, Fabe, Vivlio, Baker & Taylor, Google Play Books, Incrum Spark, and Dorrance Publishing. Please support the official release.